You're right next to the Grand Washington Hotel.
Okay, here we go. That should get very easy. Head to the service entrance on the east side of the building.
Hi guys and welcome to The Division 2. Today we're gonna check out what this game looks like in 4K 60 frames per second, but we're gonna go beyond ultra settings. We're gonna go for max settings. Ultra is not what this game can do, it can do much more, and I'll show you in a second how you should set up your settings in order to achieve the max settings. What you're looking at now are these max settings. This is The Division 2 with 4K 60 FPS at maximum performance. That is why this game looks so good. Try to focus on the lighting effects, the details, the shadows, everything that you normally don't have time for to look at when you're playing the game yourself. I recorded everything with Shadowplay, that's why you don't see an FPS overlay in the top left corner. But I can tell you every single time it went above 60 frames per second, it never dipped below. And I'm using an RTX 2080 Ti and an i9 9900K. I love what he did with the blur effects, like the bucket on the right and the character on the left are slightly more blurred out. What you're also gonna notice is how the lighting of the entire scene changes when the explosions happen or when this guy enters his machine gun again. Now I'm entering the last phase of this firefight and there's only one guy left alive, and with all the explosions that happened before, the room is now much darker than when the firefight started. Let's quickly go over the graphics settings so that you know what to change if you want to play with maximum settings. So, in order to see the most details, you will have to change the graphics quality from ultra to custom. The brightness and the contrast are still on 10 and 15, you can change these if you like, but I kept them the same. I've turned VSync on and the frame rate limit is set to off. The shadow quality is normally set to high, but you can increase it further to very high. Spot shadows remain on high, spot shadow resolution on ultra, contact shadows all high, resolution scale 100%. Now can you go further? I don't think so. No, so we keep it on 100%. Sharpening, I'm gonna keep it the same because if you increase it, I find that the graphics quality decreases. It's not as nice as on 7. Particle detail, ultra. Volumetric fog, ultra as well. Reflection quality, normally it's set to medium, but you can increase it to high. Local reflection quality is set to very high, and the vegetation quality just on high. Subsurface scattering will be on, and isotropic filtering on 16x, and you cannot increase it further. The parallax mapping set to yes. The ambient occlusion very high. You can't make it higher than very high. Depth of field is on. Object detail 60 rate. We can increase this one. So let's do that to 100. Extra streaming distance is set on 10. The lens flare on. Vignette effect on. The water quality high. Can't be increased further. Chromatic aberration on. Projected texture resolution 512 and this cannot be increased. High resolution sky textures, yes, and terrain quality high, which can't be increased, so that's it. Now for the video settings, everything is on full screen, 4K of course, refresh rate of 60 Hz, so let's increase this to the monitor limit of 120 Hz. You have the option to enable reduced latency. You can do this, but it might lower your frame rate, and I want to make a 60 FPS video, so I selected no. We are not using DX12, so this is no, and HDR is set to off. Let's go back to the gameplay, and I'll show you a lot of kills in various conditions. For example, this first firefight took place during midday, when the sun was shining and we were outdoors. Now in the middle of the street everything is super bright, but look at the background, everything is pretty dark inside. Fast forward a few hours and everything will look like this. The sun is setting, the night is falling, and the streets aren't that bright anymore. We're about to enter the theater. This is your first base of operation and it looks like this. Soon they will open the gate for you, which is pretty much a truck that they're gonna move, which reminds me about Police Academy. And you're gonna see various lighting effects as I enter this little entrance tunnel. So I'll let you enjoy it for a second. Did you notice all the changes? You couldn't see very much when you walked in, but then the next day when I walk out, everything is super clear, cause it's midday again. The developers have pulled this off quite nicely. Whenever you enter your base, leave your base, do a certain mission at different times of the day, everything will be different. The atmosphere will be different, the setting will be different, everything, so the whole experience changes. I'm very surprised about what you see when you stand still. There's so many details that you normally don't notice, like the voices in the background, how the characters move, where they look at, how they address you. My favorite time is definitely when the night is falling. The sun is setting and the atmosphere completely changes and I love that. It makes the game more creepy and more exciting actually than playing it in broad daylight. I will let you enjoy the rest of the video. It's only gunfights in one big mission, and at the very end you will even see the White House. If you think that this video is worthy, would you mind leaving a like, share and maybe even post a comment on this video. This was Fog Gaming. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay and hopefully I will see you in the Division 2.
It's worse than ever, Odessa. We're barely holding things together.
What am I supposed to do?
Help us!
I am helping. I am helping. Just not the way you want me to.
We need you out there again. Your leg wouldn't stop you.
It's not about that.
I know it isn't. But if we fail...
All right! All right. We can probably spare some people.
I'll be outside.
She said you did your part. I won't forget it.
Different rules apply. It's an honor, Agent.
Agent in need of backup.
Hey!
gonna be mine. I'm gonna... Ah!